Welcome to Kenya Alpha Media, your number one trending news channel, entertainment, gossips, rumors. Kindly subscribe before we progress.
Okay. So guys, I want to send this statement to the His Excellency Vice, and I have the following issues to address. Number one, to have a meeting with himself and rethink about his advisors on every advice that they have given to him since he started leadership in this country. Because if you realize that everything that you are touching on is not working, then you have to recollect back and ask yourself, where do you want to take this country? And I will just want to take some of the things that you have come up with, but they have never worked. Number one, when you came up with what you call the first executive order. It's about the GMO. You no longer talk about the GMO, and GMO has had its own consequences affecting the international markets of our products. Since you came up with it, you have never told about the significance that it has brought to this country. But it was haunting the international market and making this country not to get the international market's products and all that. We opposed, but you had your way. You came up with the SHA. SHA has failed completely. SHA, like for example, like the cancer patients who are getting like 900,000. Right now you reduce it to 300 per family. Everyone was entitled to 300 through NHF per family, 300, but right now you've reduced it to 300 per entire family or household, and it's still not working. You came up with a new model funding, and you say that the universities will have money. Today we are seeing the lecturers are on the strike, staffs are on the strike. Now all the children have been sent at home. You came with the Hustler Fund, you put there 50 billion. Today you are not talking about the Hustler Fund. You came up with what you call the highly popularized Nyota. Instead of putting this money into the structures that are there, like Youth Enterprise Fund, Women Enterprise Fund, to boost Weather Fund, to see and give them the AE so that this money can be revolving and give the youth, because this is like a handout without structures and everything. That money will be of no sense. You came up with what you call the G2G. You never explained to the people the importance of the G2G, and even though no one knows about the transparency and how it's helping this country. We are seeing the fuel prices is still high compared to other countries that I was there, like Ethiopia, like a liter going to about like 90 and other things. Then we have what we call the fuel securitization, whereby they're charging everyone, but few people maybe have got those roads. And we have 290 constituencies, and these monies are entitled to every Kenyan, so that every constituent was supposed to get, even if it means a tarmac road for that case. You came up with the house levy, you increased the house levy, and it has affected many people from their financial plan. It has failed. Came up with the finance bill. We never used to know about the thing called finance bill. But you see the consequences, it has never yielded to anything positive. You told people about mtungi wa gasi at 300, nothing has happened up to now. Electricity ya takataka ya pale sijui wapi, Nairobi sijui nini, it has never worked. You talked about mambo ya kuchanja ng'ombe. Up to today, you are no longer talking about it. Now today you are talking about the infrastructure levy. Infrastructure levy, now you are popularizing, you are keeping people guessing, but still it's not going anywhere. I want to ask you guys that it's high time you go and sit down. You came up with EGP. You have been all talking about the EGP. Now EGP is haunting this country economy. Now you have started another talk about the infrastructure levy. You are just keeping busy people for no reason. It's high time, but arise to go and ask yourself. God gave you this power so that you may serve his people with dignity, transparency, and with mercy. But we are leading Kenyans like they are struggling. The 3 years in your leadership, it has been hell to them. And they are just imagining, like, for example, you be their president for another 7 years. It's going to be like. So you have to go and rethink about. You have to go and rethink about where you want to take this country. Many people were looking towards you, towards that you're going to transform this country. Now you have to go and sit down. Where is the problem? You came up with the economic empowerment. How is it helping this with Arambe? Taking back to Arambe days during the Moise time. This is not the William Ruto that people, many Kenyans, the hustler, wanted to have. So I want to challenge you. Go and sit down and ask yourself, where do you want to take this country? We are young people. There is a future ahead. We should not rule this country as if this country is ending tomorrow. Now look at right now, our roads in the constituencies are so bad. You have reduced the money for the maintenance of the roads. You have reduced the money for the maintenance of the roads. You can imagine how pathetic the situation it is at home. Don't micromanage everything. And you cannot have the minds. We have people who have been employed to work. Let the people work. And it should not be seen like you're the only one who is working.